Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. It's Tuesday and Fancy Fold, and if you joined me yesterday, you've seen a card done by a team member, Marsha, and I just loved the triple flap card that she made. I had never seen one done the way she had done it. I had always seen it done with one sheet, so I thought I would share it in my Fancy Fold video today. I am going to be using newly released product that has been released so that demonstrators can order the month of October, but come the 1st of November, customers can order. But customers can also get it right now in their starter kit. It's called Frame Florets, and it is a bundle that has a stamp set and then these fun dies. And it also has a cling stamp that is a Christmas stamp set that coordinates with these dies. It comes also where you can get designer series paper with the flowers, but it also has some fun holiday prints. And so this is the print that I am going to use today. So let's go get started so that I can share with you how to make this triple flap card. Now I am going to use this oval. And what I'm going to do is go in with a piece of Evening Evergreen. Now this is actually my card base, and I have it is 4 inches by 10.5, and I have already scored it at the 5 1/4. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the die out of this card base. I'm doing that because I'm going to be able to layer on top of it and hide where I cut out the oval. Oops, I see I'm not going to be able to use my small stamp and cut and emboss because that card base is too wide. So I'll bring in my big machine. Let me get my layers here. Of course, never at my fingertips what I want. Here we go. So we've got my platform, my shim, my cutting mat. So like I said, I'm just going to put that card base in, and we are going to cut that oval out. Go ahead and run that through. The cool thing about this oval is that it cuts the inside and the outside. So let's go ahead and set this aside. Bring that piece in. So we get 2 die cuts. We get the outline and then also the solid. Now I'm going to want to use a white center for this, so I've just started a collection of these inserts that I can just put in and coordinate with my different cardstock. So we're going to set that aside. We're going to go ahead and put our card together like so. And what I have is a piece of basic white, and that is going to cover right over top of that oval. This is a great way to decrease the weight of your card and also be conservative with your cardstock. Nobody's going to know that the back has been cut out because we are going to layer that on a piece of soft succulent that measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Oops, I better wait a minute. I've got another step here to show you before I go ahead and adhere that. Almost forgot. I have 2 pieces of Evening Evergreen. These measure 2 1/2 by 5 1/4, and I have scored them at 1/2 inch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add adhesive right along that 1/2 inch mark, and I'm going to put them on the side of my card, like so. So again, they were 2.5 by 5 1/4, scored at 1/2 inch, and we're going to add those flaps to the card base. Now this is what is different about Marsha's card that I have never seen before. I have always seen this card design done from one 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we cut out this part. And it was always kind of a chore to get the cut nice and smooth. So I really like this look of this card. So we've got that. I see I've got this maybe layered just a little bit off this side here. Let's see if I can pull it up. If not, I'm just going to trim the bottom. Flip it over like so. I didn't pull that all the way up to the top like I should have. So we're just going to trim that little bit off and put that on our 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of cardstock. So we've got this. Now we are going to add our flaps. Now if you head over to my blog, stampingwithlynda.com, I will have all the measurements of this card. Now I'm seeing I did not get my layers on as straight as I would like, but rather than to pull it apart, see, I don't like that. See how I did not bring my fold all the way up to the side. Let's see if we can pull this apart. Yeah, it's going to come apart. We want to make sure that we get it all the way into that score line, all the way to the top, nice and even. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and put our other flap on. Again, all the measurements will be over on my blog, stampingwithlynda.com. We're now going to add that designer series paper. Love when we have a side of the paper that we can use for the holidays and another side that we can use for the rest of the year. Boy, am I getting these panels on crooked. I apologize. Some days everything goes nice and straight. So we've got this, we've got our flaps. I also have a small piece, I thought, of designer series paper. I don't know what I've done with that, but I'll show you my card, my sample card that I did. I added a strip of the designer series paper to the inside. So let me just bring this card over to show you how I added that. Now we're ready to add the front piece of our card. And it looks like I ran out of Stampin' Seal Plus, so we're just going to grab my multi-purpose glue to add the designer series paper. I want to add the label that I created with the die. Remember, I'm just going to keep the other part of that evening evergreen, the oval, for another card. Got this to go here. I have a white piece that I have cut out before. I'm going to bring in the greeting from the framed and festive early release stamp set. Going to grab my evening evergreen ink to stamp my greeting. May the season be filled with peace and joy. Going to stamp that. Looks like I got a little shadowing. Add that like so. Grab my festive pearls. I am going to use the silver ones. I think they kind of got, I think they're supposed to be a green. They look more a gray green, but they look well with this project. I'm just going to add 3 of those to the front of my card. Like so. Add some dimensionals to pop that out to the center. Like so. And there you have a fun triple flap card using the newly released products from the Frame Florets. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.